plastic waste is spreading poisonous chemicals banned in the 1970s to the very deepest oceans. A study had found the chemicals were found in tiny sea creatures living 6.2 miles deep in the Mariana Trench, east of the Philippines, and the Kermadec Trench, north of New Zealand. Because the locations are more than 4,300 miles distant, it highlights how widespread mankind's pollution of the natural world has spread. The chemicals included PCBs, polychlorinated biphenyls, which are used to stop electrical appliances catching fire. Scientists believe the pollutants have found their way into the remote trenches through contaminated plastic debris and dead animals sinking to the ocean floor. The Daily Mail has led campaigns to stopping plastic pollution of the seas. It has led efforts to cut down on the use of plastic bags in supermarket and to get people to recycle plastic bottles. The chemicals, which were used from the 1930s until banned in the 1970s, cause cancer and take decades to break down. Researchers sampled the 2 to 3 centimeters amphipods, similar to sand-hopping insects, that they brought back to the surface from the ocean depths. They were shocked to find contamination levels similar to those found in a heavily polluted area just off Japan. The crustaceans from the deepest ocean trenches were found to contain 10 times the level of industrial pollution than the average earthworm. Lead author Dr. Alan Jameson said, "We still think of the deep ocean as being this remote and pristine realm safe from human impact, but our research shows that, sadly, this could not be further from the truth. In fact, the amphipods we sampled contain levels of contamination similar to that found in Suruga Bay, one of the most polluted industrial zones of the Northwest Pacific." Along with the PCBs once commonly used in industry, they found polybrominated diphenyl ethers, which were used as flame retardants and are known to reduce fertility. Between the 1930s to the 1970s, when they were banned, the total global production of PCBs was about 1.3 million tons. Industrial accidents and leakage from landfill have seen them released into the sea, and they are extremely slow to break down. Using deep-sea landers, platforms that can be lowered to the bottom of the sea, the team searched the trenches for organisms living at such depths and brought samples back to the surface. The creatures are unable to survive in the lab at or low pressure. They would then be eaten by the voracious amphipods, which are highly efficient at sweeping up nutrients. Dr. Jameson of Newcastle University's School of Marine Science and Technology said, "The fact that we found such extraordinary levels of these pollutants in one of the most remote and inaccessible habitats on Earth really brings home the long-term, devastating impact that mankind is having on the planet. It's not a great legacy that we're leaving behind." The deep ocean can be a sink for pollutants which accumulate on the floor in higher concentrations than at the surface. He has seen video of a Canadian beer can lying on the sea floor at 6,500 m down off New Zealand, and a friend told him about a raincoat found in the Mariana Trench intact at 10,800 m. Dr. Jameson said, "We're very good at taking an out-of-sight, out-of-mind approach when it comes to the deep ocean, but we can't afford to be complacent." This research shows that far from being remote, the deep ocean is highly connected to the surface waters, and this means that what we dump at the bottom of the sea will one day come back up in some form or another. Publishing their findings in Nature, Ecology and Evolution, the study team from Newcastle University, University of Aberdeen and the James Hutton Institute will now investigate the consequences for the water ecosystem. They will also look to see if microbeads have been swallowed by the deep-sea creatures.